Really speaking, I am not so qualified to speak on this particular topic, that interaction or partnership of the foreign university, because I have worked all through in the area of quality. But still, I can give my few opinions what chairperson mentioned. I will start from there. Firstly, she mentioned the liberalization. You see, we always remember the year 1991. As a quality professional, I always remember that it was Dr. Manmohan Singh who made the quality a customer-driven, because quality cannot survive in a closed market. Simple thing. And demand supply, unless the supply is more than the demand, you can't build quality. So I think that was the very important year that opened the gates for liberalization. However, I remember that Prime Minister, just before finishing his first term, he mentioned in one of the meetings that I am really sorry to say that in spite of launching liberalizations from 1991, 90%, he mentioned, 90% of government services still are with the government. 90% public services are still with the government. Now, what actually the trend is developing world over, including India, that the role of government is going to be or should be restricted to enacting the legislation. That is the role of the government. You must come out with the good legislation in place. Thereafter, they select the areas where regulators should be appointed. Now, which are these areas? Now, internationally, if you see, the areas are which affect the well-being of the citizens. Now, health immediately comes the first, that you must have some regulator which can take care of the basic health necessity. Now, education also, in many respects, is categorized not in the same degree. Food safety, for example, is a very important issue. Now, so if you see in our country, even today, food safety is not regulated. We have appointed regulator only 1.5 years back, and actually it is going to take time before the regulation actually really affect. So the question is that this is the way enacting the legislation and then independent professional regulator. That is very important to understand. It's not that regulator, you put some official here and there. No, regulator must have domain expertise and that, passion for doing things. That kind of regulatory body normally is put in place. Not only that, now regulator also will not be able to do in such a big country. So the practice is that regulator further then relies on what they call third-party mechanism of assessment things. Because that will bring the transparency and objectivity. So regulator retains the power and he gets the compliance of the regulation through the third-party independent bodies, keep check on them also, but he remains lean. So that is the way, he doesn't become too powerful, but still exercises that transparency and objectivity through this third-party mechanism. That is where the Quality Council of India is playing sufficient role in time to come. So this is about this liberalization. And ultimately what actually is aiming, there's a proverb now which is being talked about in even the government also, that how do we reach minimum government and maximum governance? The issue is very simple. Responsibility will remain of the government, but through the minimum government, but ensuring that we have the maximum governance. Now, coming to this partnership, I was luckily part of the delegation which Honorable Kapil Sibal took to Australia and New Zealand very recently. And we went around and had word with 5-6 universities, then Association of Vice Chancellor, which you were talking in the before lunch, was also there. We had meeting with them also. The issue ultimately came was, they told us that you should invite only those universities where you have the need in your country. For example, you have need, let us say, in a specific area of health. Well, health still is not advanced in our country. For example, food safety. Still, you say you are you have got few excellent lab in the country, but nothing else in the food safety. You invite in that. Environmental concern, you started working on environmental issues very late. So pick up the association, not in conventional marketing, finance and HRD, that will not suffice, that is one. Second point came to the conclusion was that simply by putting their name in with some Indian university will not really bring, suppose Wharton is to be, suppose we say Wharton is having association with one of the Indian university, let us say X. Now the culture of Wharton, how can you transfer here? Now that is an important point to understand. I remember one incident in 1992, B.K. Modi was invited by the Xerox company in USA they had that memorandum of association. He went there and they told him that you will have to undergo the 2 weeks course here. He told them, no, I am B.K. Modi, known industrialist of India, so and so. He says, sorry, this collaboration is not going to be merely signing of the paper. Please understand the culture of the Xerox. That's why the photocopying name actually known as Xerox, but it is the name of the company. So they made him to sit for 2 weeks to understand that this is the culture you have to transfer to the things. So same thing I am talking, for example, I must tell you, those were the days when foreign universities, there was a craze. Today, I think all of you know the parents do not have craze that some university is writing that I have collaboration with X, Y, Z, and Z. We still value our IITs. We still value our IIMs. One small thing happened that regional engineering colleges were known as NIITs. I think what the name we call it nowadays? NITs. You see, I saw very closely the Regional Engineering College Jaipur, and after it became new nomenclature. I can tell you that the culture, which was the state government typical culture, it cannot be transferred. So I will say rather bring up the new IIMs, new IITs, and build that culture by taking people from there, transferring the same thing. In a school, for example, I tell you a simple example. You say government schools are bad. I mean, most of them say that state government schools are in a bad condition. You look at the Kendriya Vidyalayas. They are absolutely government schools. But because they have autonomy given to them, they are better than the best of the public school today in the country. So it is not that government cannot function or deliver quality. No, it can, provided we have intent to do it, we can do it. That kind of thing which I am trying to say is. So I think I will like to restrict myself by saying that, of course, regulation I already mentioned to you that we have to have, for example, in higher education, of course, AICTE is here sitting now. One of the discussion, no, I am saying in a very positive way, No, because my friend Prem Brat is sitting he will be chairing the session. We used to mention that AICTE is a regulatory body. And the accreditation, although they showed differently, but it's part of the AICTE. It must be absolutely run by a different organization so that accreditation should be market driven. You somehow promote accreditation, never make it mandatory. HRD ministry sometimes keeps saying, we will make accreditation mandatory. That is actually regulation. Accreditation should be something very few university or few institutions should be able to aspire. And that is the way you will build quality. So that is where actually I keep saying that they could be two separate things. I think these are the few things because now we have got 2 more panelists. I think let them speak and we will then interact on the questions from the audience. Thank you very much.